Alrighty, guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are here for Black Clover episode 147. So, last time we had a little bit of a slower episode in a way because we had some cool reveals, but a lot of the episode was spent having our characters catch up to information that we already kind of knew, which I was a little bit disappointed with, but it's fine. Um, but we did learn that for some reason, I stupidly maybe underestimated the characters and stuff like that of this arc. I never expected the Devil Believers to try and go to the Spade Kingdom with Asta's grimoire and Sekre as a kind of a like a sacrifice, or a maybe sacrifice like an offering kind of thing, and wanting to join them and stuff like that. I just never really considered it. So like that reveal was pretty cool, and they're heading for the border, and we had some of our characters kind of catch up with like the line of people walking along the mountain. So I think shit might go down this episode. So we'll see. I don't know if we're nearing the end of this, but I wonder if this could also lead, since they're so close to like the border of like the Spade Kingdom and everything, could this lead into a conflict with the Spade Kingdom and then continue on into like a different arc kind of thing? But I'm curious as to where this goes, so let's just get started and watch. Alright, guys, we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Yeah, this is coming in. I was just talking last episode I think I talked in the beginning before the last episode about how this little beginning bit hasn't really played a big part in the show, but then last episode they really touched on the fact that the two, Bo and Dazu, their power isn't super strong, and then they're also collecting people from across the country as they travel that don't have much magic and want to try to gain the devil's power kind of thing. So it's playing a lot more now. I also have some candies, by the way, guys, leftover Halloween candy that I'll probably munch on a few pieces as the episode goes. Just, you'll probably hear me opening the wrapper and stuff, which is why I mention it. But a little loud background track there for a second. All right. You know who Dazu has like catalyst magic? I know it will never happen, and I don't think I'd like it if it did happen, but imagine if she like harnessed some magic that Asta had that he didn't even know he had or something, you know, and was able to like use it. But that wouldn't make sense with the fact that Asta's supposed to be special using this anti-magic, right? So if he somehow had magic in him, it wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know. It was just something I briefly thought about, where I was like, you know, what if Dazu being near him lets her use something that he didn't even know he had? Prepared to die. Well, that's ominous depending on who it is. What is this? More Dazu backstory. Hmm. Interesting. I never really thought about that. Why would you want bitter medicine? Why does she need medicine? Interesting. You don't need medicine when you have Snickers! Thank you, narrator. Suddenly coming in. So funny how he just came in. Yeah, is that the prepared to die? Is that what the episode title is referring to? Not as ominous as I thought it was gonna be. Well, shit. His broom reminds me of like if you're playing like an MMO, you'd have like different mounts and stuff. He just has like a special mount skin. God. Oh. Oh. She's gonna carry him. Ooh. Oh, that's one way to carry him. Quick, look up her skirt! I'm just kidding. Sorry. What happens to her normal clothes when she's wearing that? Shit. Candy. I love candy. Oh, look at these two evil lovers. And now Asta comes in. Yep. Oh, look at our boy. Thought he fell farther than that. Alright. Let's talk. That's good. True. Asta will pummel these guys. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Jeez. I like how he says nothing about his grimoire. I mean, they mentioned that earlier, but even Asta knows that, is why I was like, dang it. Hmm. We gonna get an answer to my suspicions based off what we saw in the first episode? That same mark they keep showing. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, doesn't justify what you've done to people, so... Unfortunately, I don't feel bad for these guys. I guess I kind of feel bad for the ones that... all the randos that are following them. But they should have murdered people to get here. Not the randoms, but the devil believers. Alright. I'm pretty sure the devil's just gonna kill you guys. Asta wants to defend this kingdom. You just want revenge. Here we go, Asta. Come on. Yep. Exactly. That's because you're bad people. That's what makes you bad guys. Sorry. I feel like maybe they're trying to make me sympathize for these guys, but I just don't. Giving up himself. She's okay with it. I understand letting Asta go. I'm confused. Wait, I thought they were supposed to be letting Nero go. I guess I'll have to go back. I'm confused. Alright. Then maybe we can come back and kill everybody. Oh shit. Oh, Magna. Oh, Yummy. Damn it, it's gonna end. Ah, alright. That episode was alright. I don't know. I liked it, and I know what they're trying to do. But the thing is they lost me at revenge, right? They lost me when they started killing people. That's when I stopped caring about them, right? Like, these noble goals they supposedly have are, I mean, I'm guessing they're aware. It's just weird because it seems like the show was trying to make me feel bad for them, right? But, like, all I hear is whining. Like, they were bullied a little bit, and so they decided they wanted to kill people and gain the powers of a devil so that way they could come back and kill even more people than they already killed. Because people said a few mean words to you. Suck it up. We've all had mean shit said about us. I mean, I talked about it last episode, but look at Noelle. She has insanely strong magic, and she had a shitty childhood because her family and people, like, blamed her for something that wasn't even her fault. Alrighty, guys, that is it for episode 147. So, one thing I did really like, was... I'm probably not going to have a lot to talk about because I already stated my thoughts on the fact, like, of their, like, sob story that we had. But, like, one of the interesting things for me was the medicine without magic was something that I never really even thought about. Like, I just assumed that this world had medicines and stuff like that, like normal first aid stuff that we have in this world. I assumed they had that, but then they also had magic, which was like another level or alternate uses kind of thing. I never even imagined that because they had magic, they never really went into developing any kind of like medicines made out of, herbs and stuff like, or herbs I should say, not herbs. um but yeah, it was just something that I didn't expect. And like, it's just one of those things where it's so easy to assume. Like, I was trying to think back to like if we've ever seen anyone use any kind of medicine or something like that, but I guess I don't think we have, right? At least not that I can remember. But I guess it's just one of those things that I always just assumed that they had it because our world has it, right? But it makes sense that if they have this magic that can do it for them, why would they ever need to develop a less the thing is like, I don't know, I was gonna say a less efficient method, but if like certain people are the healers that have magic that can heal people, that means if you get hurt and it requires healing like that, you have to go to one of these people that can heal. Like, yes, it's convenient that you don't have to go out and like make these medicines because there's a whole process involved in making the medicines, but with that, you could just buy it off the shelf in a store, right? Versus having to go to someone for that service of healing. So, I don't know. I think they both have their like good and bad points. You would think that both could exist in the world, but they wouldn't even consider, like, they considered. I always wondered why they thought she was weird, because they kept talking about how Bo was like on the outskirts of the village making like medicine and stuff, and I was like, I never understood why they treated her like she's strange, but it's because they don't actually make physical medicines in this world. So, but that was interesting. Also, making physical medicines would solve the problem of like small towns. Like, what do they do? Does every small town just have someone that can heal, or do they just suffer and die if they get hurt enough that they need healing, kind of thing? I don't know. But I guess that also means that there's no like surgeons or anything in this world either. There's no like doctors that don't just have magic that can heal people, I guess. So I don't know. It's just crazy that I never really realized that about this world that I've been watching for 147 episodes. But that was probably like the coolest thing about this episode. We learned about the strong magic region. I mean, we already knew that there was a strong magic region separating these three continents from the one up north, but seeing it on the map again, I know we've seen it on a map before too, it's really just interesting. Like, I'm always fascinated with learning about like worlds and stuff like that. Like, seeing the end of Hunter x Hunter and what's revealed in the last episode of that anime. Obviously, I know that's not the end of Hunter x Hunter, but the end of the anime, I should say. I won't say too much about what's shown there in case you haven't seen it, but those of you who have seen it know what I'm talking about. I'm always so interested in that because, most, except for like the deepest parts of our oceans, pretty much everything else in our world is already mapped and everything. So when I see these fantasy worlds and I see their maps, I'm always interested in like, there's like a strong magic region separating the Spade Kingdom from the other kingdom. And granted, there are people that are strong enough to cross them, and that's probably how they know. But it's like, it makes me think like, I wonder how long it went where like these three continents, or not continents, right? Because they're touching these three like kingdoms, existed separate from the one way up top. Like, how how long did it take them to realize that each other existed, right? Because it would have had to have been whenever someone was powerful enough to cross, and then that person would have to tell people that, like, hey, there's another whole landmass on the other side of this, kind of thing. I don't know, it's just interesting. And then, like, what else is there? Like, we've seen these 4 sections, but, like, is this surrounding, like, assuming that they're on a planet that is a globe, right? In this world, like, is this surrounding the whole thing? Like, what is on? Is it oceans that's like the rest? Or is there more stuff that either we haven't been told about or they don't even know about, right? Like, what's on the other side of the planet if this is only one side of the planet, kind of thing. It's like that kind of stuff always, like, fascinates me. So whenever I see maps in anime, I just start to, like, really, really think about them and stuff like that. I don't think I didn't analyze it super hard, but where was it? It was while they were. It was before all this, where the narrator, like, cut in. It was before she flew them up. Here it is. Yeah, so really it's just the 4 areas, and then we see water. It does have little, like, squigglies for water on the edges, but are there any other land masses somewhere out there that either these guys don't know about, or, like I said, they haven't revealed it to us? That's just the kind of thing, like, looking at this map makes it really interesting. Also, I guess technically it looks like it ends, right? When it hits the water, the strong magic region ends. It doesn't look like it wraps, because there's a little notch above the Spade Kingdom. So could you take a boat out of, like, the Heart or the Diamond Kingdom and go, like, up and around the strong magic region? Or is that ocean also a strong magic region off that coast? I don't know. All these little things that I'm curious about. But that was kind of cool. But yeah, I kind of hoped. I liked what Asta had to say, and honestly, I don't know what else he could have said, but I kind of wish that his speech was, like, a little more impactful. Like, I didn't really think it was gonna work. I didn't think that Asta was gonna talk here, and it was gonna, like, change their minds, and then the arc's over, right? But, like, I just hoped that maybe he would have convinced some of the random people, whereas maybe the devil believers are a little more diehard than these guys that just randomly, like, started up. But we barely even, like, saw their reaction to anything Asta said, and it was just like, I don't know, it was like I was kind of anticipating the speech, and they're like, they start off, they're like, we want to go to the Spade Kingdom, we want to gain power, we want to come back and have revenge. And then Asta did his whole speech thing, and they're like, we want to go to the Spade Kingdom, we want to come back and get revenge. Like, cool that you think that way, but we don't. Bye, you know? Like, I don't know. It just, there was something about it that just didn't tickle my fancy. Like, it just, I don't know. I was hoping, like, I mean, I know a lot of shows, I guess it's going against that grain of, like, protagonist power, where, like, the main character can convince people quite often and stuff like that, but I don't know. I wanted to go back. Your original plan was to take me, wasn't it? Right? Is what he says. My grimoire and I should be more than enough for gifts. We'll have to restrain you. Sure. And her too. Which, first of all, agreeing to have Asta and Noelle be taken, like, my original thought was Asta and Noelle, or Asta gets taken so that way Sekre can go free, right? It's like an exchange kind of thing. But then Noelle got taken too, which Asta doesn't want Noelle to get taken and delivered to the devil, right? So, like, he's only exchanging one person he cares about for another, which kind of confused me. But then everyone was taken anyway? Okay. Now keep your promise, let Nero go. Alright, we will. After we... Okay, I guess I missed that line, that's my bad. But they... The thing that really confused me was part of that ran through my head, where I was like, okay, maybe once they get there, they'll let Nero go. But then they said, now we have Asta, the Grimoire, and we have Nero, who use forbidden magic. Like, all of this should solidify our entry to the Spade Kingdom. Like, they instantly... And I thought they said it out loud. We want to obtain the devil's powers no matter what. It seems like she's talking out loud. The more gifts we have, the better. Asta and his grimoire, the girl who used forbidden magic, Nero, and now we have a royal girl. What wonderful gifts. That's... I'm confused. Didn't they just say to Asta that they were gonna let Nero go when they got to the Spade Kingdom? Now they're saying we have her as a gift. And it seems like they said that out loud, and Asta is right there to hear it. I don't know. Like, that's the thing, like, there's little parts of this episode that I just don't understand, but alright. I think it's either... Okay, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and maybe there's something up with the subtitles, because I've had that before, where subtitles aren't always perfect, so maybe there's something that either I missed or misunderstood based off the way that it was written, or they translated it poorly. Maybe it's something along those lines, but I don't know. So far, I genuinely think this is, like, for me anyway, one of the weakest arcs we've had. I think it started off really strong, and I was really excited for the possibilities, but they spent this, like, a majority of this episode trying to make me care about these characters who just want revenge and to kill everyone, right? Or at least it seemed like they were trying to, because they spent so much time building up and explaining why they're doing this, you know? And, like, sure, I understand their reasoning, but I don't agree with it, so I don't know. But anyway, I don't really have anything else good to say, and rather than ranting about the bad stuff, I think I will just end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you did. Sorry for trashing the show if you like this arc or whatever. Hopefully my negativeness doesn't piss you off or anything, but yeah, Patreon in link below if you want to see a couple episodes ahead of time. Right now you can do so on there, and also Patreon shows if you want to see all kinds of stuff that I release that isn't out on YouTube yet. Check that out. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye bye.